pissed me off. It really did. It pissed me off, and this game took a year off my life. I ain't gonna lie.
Nick kept making them stupid decisions. I was like, yeah, we about to go ahead and lose this one. I ain't even about to sit here and stress about it because now. Welcome back to the Down South Philly Show. I'm one of your Down South Philly hosts, your other co-host, DP, and we in the building. What's going on with y'all?
Back like we never left. Tell them about the gun line, boss. What we got on the show today?
All right, on today's episode, man, look, we coming to y'all a little bit late, but better late than never. Our thoughts post game after the Saints Eagles game. That's pretty much what this whole episode gonna be about. Our thoughts on the game, the whole game, how from start to finish. So go ahead and give your initial thoughts on the game. Matter of fact, start with your thoughts going into the game, and then how the game ended up going.
Going into the game, I thought we was gonna win the game. I felt like it was gonna be one of them games to kind of show, or it was gonna be like a good measuring stick for us. I felt like, because for one, I knew we could run the ball. Even though the Saints always known to have like a top 5 defense, I felt like we'd be able to showcase like our line and Saquon Barkley, and be able to clean up some of the mistakes, and just another week with this group. So going into the game, I was a bit nervous because I didn't know how the run defense was gonna look, and I was pleasantly surprised. Defense, I can say even from week 1, I see like a whole different defense. Like you could tell, even though it was some holes and stuff to clean up just from it being early, defense is continued to get better from week to week in my eyes, and that run defense was just chef's kiss. They Carter was all over the place. I believe Jordan Davis even got a sack. D line just handled business. I mean, the whole the Saints to 12 points. Really, they held them to 3 points for 3.5 quarters of the game. That was just dynamite. It was a display that they put on. I think, if anything, to come away from that game was that our defense has the power to be. It can be dangerous, and when we figure out how to put it all together, we're gonna be a good team. Offensively, we did have some turnovers. I wasn't really. Obviously, you don't want Hurts turning the ball over, but I would say the red zone interception. I can see what he was thinking in that mindset, and then if as long as I can kind of see like what you was thinking on the interception, I'm not really tripping that much off the interception itself, unless it's just like what was you throwing the ball at. But I feel like on that play, Devontae could have fought harder, and I don't know if it could have necessarily been a touchdown unless it was AJ, but most definitely at least an incompletion. And then the fumble is just a fumble. You got to protect the ball better than that. But for the most part, the story of the offense was Nick Sirianni. Obviously, going into this game, this is a top offense. So I mean, I understand his thought process in the beginning of the game with not wanting to take the points. But once we failed, and once we saw how our defense was going to be playing that day, for him to double down and triple down on going for it on 4th down, and the decision to not kick field goals and take points when points was at a premium, especially with that game. pissed me off. It really did. It pissed me off, and this game took a year off my life. I ain't gonna lie. It was a game that had me on the edge of my seat. I'm just glad that we was able to survive because damn was that a frustrating game. We moved the ball all game. Time of possession was ours. It's just that whenever we got in the position to score, Nick felt like we needed more than what he was. I think he was just pressing too much, and that was what was the killer for me. Instead of just taking the points, I know that you didn't have a problem with the first one as much as the after that, after the game of it, and that made sense. Like if it would have just stopped at the first one, then I would have been cool. But for him to double and triple down on it after he saw how the game played out, after he saw how defense was, doing their thing, um,
Right.
was kind of unexplainable in my eyes. But at the end of the day, we was able to come out with the win. Saquon proved that he needs to be featured more. Um, I know you a fan of Goddard. I mean, we both a fan of Goddard, but I know you a fan of how we finally use Goddard out of necessity, but still use them nonetheless for 10 catches and 170 yards. He could do that every game.
Yeah.
Maybe not the 170 part, but definitely be a weapon to hurt
Right.
defenses down the middle. So at the end of the day, we got the win. I saw what I needed to see out of the defense from a progression standpoint, and offense is what it is. It's really just with our offense. It's just as long as we don't turn the ball over and don't make stupid mistakes, we'll be a hell of a team to beat.
Yep. I agree with pretty much everything you said. Going into the game. Now going into the game, I was already thinking. So this is how I look at the game. For one thing y'all learn about me is how I look at the games is how I look at the Eagles like if I wasn't a fan. So I look at it like if I wasn't a fan, would I pick the Saints to win or the Eagles to win? Now in my heart, just knowing the Eagles, when we came off that Falcons loss, my thoughts was I'm looking back in the past. Like usually when we have a lot of like you gotta have it type games, them be the games we show up for. So in my mind a little bit, I'm thinking like this is the game we usually like everybody thinking we gonna come out and do X, Y, and Z, we come out and win. And the first thing that came to my mind was that time we went to Green Bay with Doug. And Green Bay was rolling. We kind of was like having at that point in the season, we kind of needed some wins. I think we was below 500 or something, or whatever. We went into Green Bay and got that dub. So that was the first thing that came to mind. We done that plenty of times throughout the years or whatever. So I'm thinking, all right. And in my mind, also, I believe in Vic Fangio. So he's a veteran coordinator. I was like, he gonna be able to turn this defense around. Now, where he be able to turn it around in one game or not, we'll see. But I believe that he could. But I just wasn't sure if that would be enough to win the game, especially with like some of the injuries we had. AJ Brown, I'm not knowing how Hurts gonna play or whatever. So in my mind, I'm like, we could lose this game. So during the game, I wasn't really too worried about it because I was like, man, look, I already know this was gonna be a tough game. I wasn't even about to ride no emotional roller coaster that whole game, knowing that there could have been possibly a game that we lost. But I did. Before the game, I even released a video before the game, and I was like, I kind of feel like we about to win this game because I just feel like we was gonna come out there and do something different. But at the same time, during the game, when Nick kept making them stupid decisions, I was like, yeah, we about to go ahead and lose this one. I ain't even about to sit here and stress about it because now every time he make a stupid decision, like I'm gonna be pissed off about it. So after he went for it on that first fourth down. And then when we kept holding them to 3 and they wasn't scoring, so I'm back in the game. I'm like, all right, we gonna. They didn't mess around and kept us in too long. But when Nick kept making stupid decisions, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and let this go. I ain't even about to get because as soon as something else crazy happened, like I'm gonna have a heart attack or whatever. And the last time I was like probably on the biggest emotional roller coaster might have been that Bills game. That Bills game last year, boy, that took 5 years off my life. That and I think the last game that pissed me off was probably that. What team we played last? The Cardinals or the Seattle? Between them two teams, We played Seattle first, right? Then we played the Cardinals.
Cardinals. We played the Cardinals. That's when Brown had
No, I'm
that pick
saying how did the
six.
order? Yes. How did the order go? Did we play Seattle first, then Cardinals?
We played Seattle before the Cardinals.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, so the last game that I think I was on an emotional roller coaster probably was that Cardinals game. After that, I was like, you know, it is what it is. Let me plug this laptop in. Computer about to die.
Yeah, but to go back to Nick and them calls.
Hold on, let me. But yeah, so to get into my thoughts on the game though, the game flow, I was like, so the beginning of the game, when we get down there to the red zone, is what was that? Third down when you? Oh yeah. So third down, I think we threw the interception, right? That's when I think you were saying we should have ran the ball and just go ahead and
it was like third. It was like 3rd and 9 or something like that.
Now, the reason why I didn't want them to run the ball there was because, so I wanted the field goal too, but this is how my mind was thinking. I was thinking if we run the ball and we get close to this doggone first down, he gonna go for it on 4th. So in my mind, throw the ball right here on 3rd. If you don't get it, kick the field goal. Like, make a smart decision. You don't get it, it's still gonna be 4th and 9. We ain't even thinking about going for it. So I was kind of scared if we run the ball here and get close to it, 2 yards or less, we might go for it. So I'm like, nah, we might need. And then I'm also thinking like, don't get scared and try to reserve just for the field goal this early in the game. Just go ahead and try to get this first down right here. But when Smitty ran that his route, and to me he just didn't run it right. He kind of, instead of him just, you know, cutting straight across, he kind of went up a little bit, and that gave Honey Badger a chance to like undercut it or whatever.
Yeah, and it was the way he defended it. Like, them two things, he didn't run it like as crisp as he could have, and then Honey Badger kind of just was super aggressive in defending it.
Yeah. So so, you know, after that happened, whatever, and I'm about in the same boat as you. I don't really necessarily get mad at the interceptions. I kind of take like the situation into account. Yeah. Like, if he just blatantly throw it to a defender, I'm like, man, the hell hurts, damn. But if it's just a situation where, like, you know, maybe a miscommunication with him and the wide receiver, or a tip ball or something like that,
he did in game 1 against the Packers. I don't know what he did on that one, but
yeah, it was a couple of them here in that Packers game that they didn't end up intercepting it. But I was like, man, come on, the hell. But anyway, yeah. So I don't necessarily get mad at interceptions. Those gonna happen. I only get mad when he throw it straight to a defender or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So moving on through the game, man, the defense was, man. And I kind of figured that's what our defense might do. And I didn't necessarily think we was gonna hold them to 3 points for that long. Yeah. And I'm thinking like I'm thinking in my mind that, man, Vic gonna have this. Well, I don't know what he gonna do, but I know he's the type of coordinator. Unlike last year, where we got a first-time coordinator where he could adjust the defense and we get better. Like, I thought we was gonna be better at the run, but I didn't know we was gonna do like that. And that was in a large part just to Jalen Carter. He was in their backfield the whole game.
It was that, and it was him changing the alignment. Yeah, that made a hell of a difference.
Yeah, so we had a 5-man front, especially on known running downs, like first down and stuff like that. Man, they were, and you know, starting out the game, they seen what we did in Atlanta. You know, they gonna try to run it often and early and often. So, you know, we basically shut that down. Like I said, in large part to Jalen Carter just playing in their backfield. Jordan Davis. You know, a lot of people he did get a sack, but a lot outside of that sack, I just want to say people got to understand that Jordan Davis, he ain't necessarily here to get sacks. Now, you know, that's just a bonus. He here to doggone clog that middle up.
Wherever he taking on, ain't here to get sacks.
Nah, not necessarily. And they here to clog that middle up, stop the run game. You know, you want to get pressure up the middle and stuff like that, but Jordan Davis definitely run stuffer, man. He'll run stuffer. He hit the clock that middle, free the linebackers up so they can play in the backfield, or come down and take care of their gap assignments. But anyway, getting back into the game, my game plan is always literally, if you go back and watch all my other videos, my keys to success, no matter who we playing, is feed the running back and feed the tight end. That's what won us the game. The running back and the tight end. Guys came and stepped in. Now, shout out to all the guys that came in due to injuries and stepped up. We had a whole right defensive line gone. Lane Johnson went out for the game. Fred came in, did his thing. Tyler Steen came in. I was kind of expecting him to come in and do his thing just from the simple fact of he was pretty much almost had the starting job. So, and this is his second year. So, them boys came in. Now, a lot of times what might throw that off is the chemistry, especially two new guys on the same side. But anyway, and that's another thing that was kind of killing me about Nick continuing to go for it and stuff. Look, you got two guys over here on the right side that ain't, starters. They ain't practiced with the team, but don't put them in that position. But anyway, getting into the game, it was it was pretty much 3-0 for a long time until Saints do that dirty play where they knocked Smitty out the game. That was crazy. I was pissed off about that, especially, I saw somebody say he was fighting for yards. No, he wasn't fighting for yards. It was a situation where,
I said the play was over.
Yeah, the play was over, but them saying he was fighting for yards because he was still on his feet. No, as an athlete and a grown man, and somebody pushing you backwards, you ain't gonna just necessarily fall down. If you keeping your balance, you keeping your balance. You ain't gonna just fall down. They didn't get him on the ground, so he really just keeping his balance. That's a natural thing. So they didn't get him on the ground. The ref got to take a little bit of fault in that too, because normally they would have been blew the whistle. So I don't know what was up. I don't know what was up with that. This dude ain't but 100 pounds. He getting, and there's two guys on him already. Then my guy come up from, man, I was hoping doggone Jordan Mailata kind of pushed him a little bit. I was hoping he was about to doggone drag this dude, ragdoll him, take this man to the woodshed. But anyway, we didn't need no penalty. We didn't need no penalty right there, because you know what? We came out very next play. Saquon took it to the house. That was
goalpost.
That was kind of a statement to me, bruh.
That's exactly what it was.
That was right in that very next play. So it was bro, we kind of turned up after that. They did drive. Now I kind of knew this was gonna happen. I don't know why this happened, but it seemed like every game go like this. It'll be two teams not scoring, and as soon as one team score, the other team drive right down there and score. I'd be like, what the hell? Why the hell teams? It's just as soon as another team scores, it's that's when they put on I need to go score hat. What the hell you was doing 3 other drives? It took them to score for you to put this drive together. I don't be getting that. But anyway, I kind of knew they was probably about to go drive the ball down there, just because I don't know, it just seemed games always go like that. But anyway, it was that. As a matter of fact, that happened in the Cincinnati Washington game. Washington went down there and scored. Here goes Cincinnati, after they was doing that foolishness they was doing. But anyway, so after Saquon scored, I think they went right down there and scored, put up 12. So what it was 12-7 or something like that at that point, I think it was, whatever. Did we what was the other time we didn't go for it? We went for it on 4th down. So we did get 1 4th down. I think Johnny.
We got the 1 4th and 2 when we hit Goddard on the right side, but it didn't matter because
third down. I think the play I'm thinking about was 3rd down.
Yeah,
we hit Goddard when he had the wing catch. Yeah. So, like I said, tight end is key to the game. Hopefully, we continue to feed Goddard. We was dropping flies out there. Covey got put out the game.
Blake got hurt.
Slade got hurt. I do think we got a good, nice bit of depth. I like our depth on defense.
Me too.
Not that I don't like our depth on offense, but our offense, it can kind of be like a chemistry thing. So it's like, these?
Our wide receiver depth, that's not great, but it ain't terrible.
Yeah, it ain't terrible. I like Paris Campbell. I definitely wanted him to make the roster. I really like Paris Campbell. I actually wanted us to cut Covey and keep Paris Campbell. I was done with Covey. But anyway, and I ain't really got nothing against Covey. It's just like we using him as a wide receiver. I bet. Years past, he was just returning the ball. Like, bro, you taking up a wide receiver spot. Because if wide receiver go down, we ain't even using you.
Yeah.
So now they're actually using him as a wide receiver, and he kind of shifty out there. I guess he kind of got to. Yeah, he got to kind of learn that, just like he did with punt and kick return. It took him a few games before he got into his bag, and it seemed like the same situation with wide receiver. Like, he did much better this game than he was, doing in that Falcons game. So he just kind of small though. Like, them guys out there snatching him up like he a little kid. But anyway, so that's why I wanted him to get cut. I just felt like if we just gonna use him as a return guy, we could, we got so many guys who can do that and more. We can just cut him and keep Paris Campbell. But anyway, back into the game. Nick, just like same thing you were saying, Nick kind of pissed me off this game. It was so many times we really should have just took the points, man. We was in field goal range, and then when it was obvious to not take the points, we tried to kick a damn 61-yard. I'm like, what the hell? Nick was so backwards this game. This was like the first time, and the players wasn't stressing me out. It was the coaching that was stressing me out. Like, I wasn't even worried about winning or losing that game because I kind of already had made my mind up. But every time Nick made a crazy decision, you as a fan, you can't help but feel some type of way. So when we elected to kick the field goal, and something in my mind kind of told me, like, I bet we about to try to kick a field goal here, and that's exactly what we did. And in my mind, I was like, this shit about to get blocked. But anyway, so when we went to kick the field goal, I'm thinking like, bro, this is punt the ball. Like, what the hell is we doing? Why is we giving them the ball? Why was we putting our defense in this situation? Like, they've been balling out all game. Why would you keep like putting that type of stress on the defense to bail you out? Like, no, man. Make Carr have to drive down the field. Like, if you put them in this short of field position, like, they only got to make a play or two to. But luckily, a lot of the times we gave them short field position, they was basically messing that up. They went for it on like a 4th down, 2, I think. That might have been after the block punt or whatever, but I think they went for it on the 4th down. Thank God we stopped them.
Man, defense was lights out.
Yeah, defense was lights. Hey, let me say this too. I think what's his first name? Thomas Booker. Man, he been showing up every game.
Is that 59?
Every game? Huh?
Is that 59?
I can't remember.
He play on D-line?
Yeah, D-line. Thomas Booker.
Yeah.
They've been calling his name every game. Every time he get in, every game he been showing up. So he definitely can get some more snaps in there. Every game he been holding it down for sure, and he been showing flashes. I remember his name from last year too. I don't think he might not got to play as much last year, but I just remember him being. I remember him being on the roster last year. But anyway, yeah, he gonna be something for the team. So we got to keep putting him out there in the field. And one thing I like about Fangio is he gonna put guys in position. He know where to put the right guys, and he gonna put you on the field if he know you can do something. He not gonna just throw anybody out there. So that's one thing. That's why one reason why I'm really not too worried about the defense. I know he gonna always make the best decision he think. That's why I'm not. A lot of people feeling some type of way about Maddox playing in the slot or whatever. It's a reason why Vic got him out there. It's a reason why somebody else are not out there in their position. Now, that might change throughout the season, but right now, for whatever reason, Vic not feeling nobody else playing right there in the slot except for Maddox. So I'm rolling with it. I believe it's just like I feel the same way about him, the same way I kind of feel about Stout. Whoever Stout put out there in the offensive line, I know he putting the best man out there. Yeah, I trust him. I trust he putting the best man out there for the job. Now the offense, we was kind of stalling out a bit. Um,
But we was
it, we
moving the ball though.
we was moving the ball, but we
Oh
were
man.
stalling out in the red zone. Now they got a good red zone defense. We got a good red zone defense too.
Uh-huh.
I ain't really heard nobody really talk about our red zone defense, but outside of maybe a play or two we gave up, maybe like one a game. In the red zone, our red zone defense been balling. So
Mm-hmm.
I think Nick just got to start taking the points, take the field goals, get on the, especially early in the game, man. You got to watch the flow of the game. You got to watch it. You go for it later in the game when you got to go for it. Like, hey, we got to go for it here. You don't press early in the game and give up free points.
Especially
So
when
I'm
you got
hoping
that dog number 26 in the backfield who you can hand it off to 4 times in a row if
exactly,
you need to.
just hand it to Saquon and the reason why we not. So the stuff that he trying to press and do, we can open that stuff up by feeding Saquon more. We not running the ball enough to making teams like respect it and bring the defenders down. Now you throw the ball. Now you go for it. And that can lead up to later in the game, early in the game, run Saquon. What we've been doing is barely running Saquon early, and then we try to start running them late in the game. No, man, run them early. Make them bring them doggone safeties down. Now let's start throwing the ball. But I don't know what I just feel like Nick and Kellen and Hurts all got to get on the same page, and they gotta they gotta get in some kind of offensive flow. Like I was telling you earlier, we got to learn how to like string sequence of plays together. I think a lot of times we just be calling plays. I feel like one of Shane Steichen best attributes was he was good at like chaining plays together. Like, oh, this play gonna work off this play. This is the way the offense is flowing. Oh, this gonna work right here. Whatever. He just always knew when to call what play. And
like this first 15 was hell.
Yeah, Hurts was executing them. And I also think that now this is just a theory, but I also just feel like, you know, that Super Bowl season, we went to the Super Bowl. I just feel like we had so much success going for it on, you know, fourth down and, you know, trying so much stuff that I think Nick just feels like he can continue to do that stuff and it's gonna work. Like sometimes you just everything just going your way. That season I just felt like everything was going our way for whatever reason. Since then, you know, it's not gonna be like that all the time. You got to take in consideration the type of season we have and the type of game we have and the game flow, situational. Like Nick got to get better on his situational game. Like he always preached that he studied more situational game plans from stuff around the league from different years or whatever. But you get in the game and do stuff like that. I understand y'all got confidence in the offense and Hurts and all that, but man, come on. Don't even put Hurts in them positions, man. You ain't a lot of times you putting players in positions they don't gotta be in. Kick the field goal, take the points, man. You let with the type of team that we got, all we really got to do is wait for the other team to mess up and capitalize on their mistakes. We got a type of team where, all right, they stopped us down here. Let's go ahead and kick the field goal, put some pressure on the offense to go down there and get some points. And a lot of people don't like you know, defenses where you pretty much just make you kind of like giving them a cushion, you letting them take underneath stuff and kind of drive down the field a little bit. But the one thing I like about that defense, depending on what type of defense you have, I don't think every defense can do this, but one thing I started to like about it in that 22 season was we had the type of defense that could really take the ball away. So the longer we make you drive down the field, now you might score, but the longer we make you drive down the field, it pretty much chance we was gonna take that ball away in some kind of, we either about to stop you or we about to take that ball away. So that's one thing I do like about it, depending on the type of defense that you got. And the defense we looking like we might have this year, we just got to start taking the ball away. We've been there, we've been in position. Quinyon Mitchell, that boy dog, he could have had a couple pick sixes. So when we start capitalizing on stuff like that, catching the ball when it comes to us, it looked like Blankenship got the best hands on the defense right now. We already know what Slay gonna do. If he get his hands on the ball, he pretty much gonna catch it too. But for the most part, Blankenship always catch everything that come his way. I ain't never really seen him drop too much stuff. He coming from, that boy be coming from West Hill catching. I don't know where he be coming from. I was watching I was watching some highlights earlier. I don't know if I sent it to you or the chat or
Yeah, you
something, but
did.
this man coming from way across the field, making tackles and interceptions. Like, man, he just be on it.
It's Ed Reed
But
Blankenship.
Ed Reed Blankenship. But so even getting late into that game, when it started coming down to the wire, we hit Goddard with that long pass going down the sideline, man.
Huge play.
Yeah, that was a huge play. I like that play just for it was the end of the game. It looked good for the whole offense. Hurts everybody, and the fact that Goddard got down there, I think he could have scored. I think he just saw the guys coming. He started trying to brace for impact. If I think he would have put his mind on scoring, like this, the very last play, ain't no seconds on the clock type mindset, I think he would have. He could have just made
I
it
think he
in
was
there.
a little tired too. I mean, that was 60
Yeah,
yards.
I think he tried to. Mm-hmm.
I think, but for me, the reason I loved it so much, it was 3rd and 16.
Man,
we had to have it. Like, it's 3rd and 16. So then you got Hurts. He I love pre-snap motion that he doing. He find out that it's man, and evidently he checked to that play. So I mean, that just shows like his progression and him getting the understanding of how to work the offense, this offense in particular, and just to get into a man beater, and it couldn't have worked. The only way it would have worked any better was if Goddard would have got in that end zone.
Yep. Nah, yeah, that was a clutch play. They kind of scared me right there, especially when we got in 3rd and 16. I'm like, oh my god. Hey, that's another thing too. We got to clean up a lot of these penalties, man. We've been hurting ourselves in a lot of situations, just dumb penalties here and there, or people just not being in the right.
The refs been called, and they didn't put an emphasis on
formation,
on formations and linemen downfield. Like,
yep,
it's another one. It's another one that they've been calling a lot of, like, around the league, and you could tell, like, it's just that the refs didn't put. They came into the season like, we gonna call this, this, and this, and we just we've been getting caught on it.
They've been calling
legal
man downfield, but I think they've been putting a lot of emphasis on like the alignment, legal man downfield, formations, and I think like the tackles and stuff like that, like them moving too soon or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, but overall, man, I like what I seen, man. I just like, I think, especially from the defense, I definitely like what I seen. We got to continue that. We got to build on that offense. We just got to get healthy on offense. It ain't much I can really say about the offense other than we got to get healthy, and guys that, gonna have to step up, just gonna have to step up. And if we go into this next game, not to get into that, but if we go into this next game down AJ and Devontae, it could possibly be a good thing. It could force, and I was saying this going into the last game, but it could force Hurts to, just get the ball where it got to go and not try to be a hero. Just get the ball to the receiver. You ain't got to, check to some crazy stuff that you and AJ gonna be on the same page on, and it may or may not work. I think him and Derek Carr are like one and the same, and trying to like do big splash plays, or just thinking they gotta have it all in one play, like just playing hero ball. I think that's one thing I don't like about Carr. But even going into that game, you already told them, but I always kind of like Carr. That's why I got scared going down to the end of the game. I was like, man, this dude, Carr might have the most game-winning drive since he got in the league. Like, I think he do, but unless somebody else came and topped that number, I think as of last year, I remember he was like number one was the number one game winning drives since he came in the league or whatever. So that's why I always kind of liked him. I just like how he played the game or whatever. But no, we had to go in there and smash them boys today. They was playing dirty. We might see them again playoff time. We do. Should be in Philly if we handle business like we supposed to handle business, and we'll go on to that. Get ready for this Tampa Bay game, man. Unless you got some more thoughts on this game.
That was it, man. I said my piece. I'm just glad we got the dub.
Yeah, man. Did you see what happened on that punt block?
Like
I think I had missed. Yeah, and I didn't go back.
I mean, nobody blocked them, so somebody had to miss it.
I heard I was listening to I didn't go back and look and see. Like I said, I missed it in real time, and I asked you what happened because I think I saw that they had the ball or something like that. But
yeah, you thought we had went for it.
Yeah, I thought we had went for it instead of playing the ball. I was like, damn, we didn't get the ball because I seen they had the ball. I was like, there's no way they got down there already. I think I forgot what I was doing, but I missed it. But anyway, I was listening to Michael Clay, the special teams coach, and I don't know if he said it or if one of the reporters said it, but it's not like it might have been Nolan. Like Nolan Smith might have missed the. I don't even think I realized he was on the punt thing, but I guess he missed a block or something. Or he didn't get, or they said something about he didn't get wide, or I don't know what happened, but I had to go back and look at it. But I was just wondering if you saw it, but it had something to do with Nolan. But
I was too.
But yeah, we gotta clean up. Huh?
I said I was too pissed off to see why.
Yeah, we gotta clean up some. We gotta clean up these penalties and stuff like that, and stop hurting ourselves. But outside of that, I'm just glad we got out of there with the dub. We needed that one. We needed to go 2-on-1. We needed the morale. We needed the chemistry building. We needed the team building. Now all we need is for Nick to get his head out his ass. And for real, it's been a lot of people since last season calling for Nick. I ain't even had a thought about Nick.
Wasn't one of them.
Yeah, I ain't had a thought about Nick. I actually was taking up for him, giving some excuses for him. I'm like, bro, you out here making me look like a fool. I can't defend you no more. Like, until you clean this up, I can't even defend you no more. Anybody talking crazy about Nick right now, I'm just looking at it. Like, I ain't saying nothing about it, but I ain't saying nothing against it. I can't defend you on this one. But we're going to go on and get out of here, man.
Yes, sir. Stay tuned. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.
Yep. Hit that notification bell. We out. Peace.